why today I am running.
I have decided.
I'm a candidate.
I am officially running.
Candidate for president.
For the Republican nomination.
President of the United States.
Well, now the time has come for our generation.
I am asking you to believe.
So that we can create greater opportunity for every American tomorrow.
And that's why working together,
we can change this nation.
Believe in the power of millions of courageous conservatives rising up.
By staying together with our eyes on the horizon.
and we will make America great again.
These candidates are going to come together and unify in Cleveland and get behind that nominee.
Join us!
Well, just gives you chills, doesn't it? I think that
yeah, kind of. I mean, it's a lot of good feelings and warm and fuzzies in that video, not necessarily.
I didn't get that. It's like a film, you know. We're almost there.
Well, I will say this for the RNC, they do have a great media team.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to talk about that, the prospects of a contested convention. We're going to bring in Republican strategist Jack Burkman, who's joining us as well from Washington, D.C. Jack, great to see you.
Good to see you, Steve. It's a pleasure.
What did you think of that video? Jack, can you hear us? It's not Steve,
yes,
it's John. It's okay. It's the hair. That's what it is.
I apologize. I apologize. Well, it's well done. I think we're very much heading for a contested convention. In fact, I think we're heading right into it. I think what's going on is the establishment is using Cruz as an antidote to Trump. They're using Cruz for the purpose of stopping Trump. But I think when you come to July, they won't want Cruz. They don't want Cruz to be the face of the Republican Party. They're going to go off the board, as Jack Barry used to say in The Joker's Wild. Remember him? They're going to want to pick Rubio. They can't. He quit too soon. Then they're going to pick Paul Ryan. I predict Ryan will be the nominee. You already see Ryan with videos of his own, and I think that will begin a process that divides the Republican Party into 2 or 3.
All right, let's go ahead. We have that video queued up, Jack. Let's take a listen to that Paul Ryan video that just was released yesterday.
What really bothers me the most of politics these days is this notion of identity politics, that we're going to win an election by dividing people, rather than inspiring people on our common humanity, on our common ideals, on our common culture, on the things that should unify us. We all want to be prosperous. We all want to be healthy. We want everybody to succeed. We want people to reach their potential in their lives. Now, liberals and conservatives are going to disagree with one another on that. No problem. That's what this is all about. So let's have a battle of ideas. Let's have a contest of whose ideas are better and why our ideas are better.
All right, and right after that video was posted, the Drudge Report sent out a tweet yesterday with a link to it, and here it is. Ryan puts out his first campaign video, and then the speaker's staffers replied quickly, no. That was from Press Secretary Ashley Strong, tweeted back, no, and Communications Director Mike Ricci tweeted, nope, but thanks for the clicks. You know, Jack, when I saw Paul Ryan, as soon as he got installed there as speaker, and he had his little hashtag, Confident America, he had a very, directed media strategy. It appeared, even before we were looking at a contested convention, to me at least, that he was setting himself up to run for president, if not this time, the next time around. He can deny it all he wants, but he wants to be the leader of the Republican Party, whether that's as Speaker of the House or as a GOP nominee. He thinks he's the best man to lead the party.
I agree with almost all of that. He should, he's now openly campaigning for president. He really shouldn't do that. He doesn't need to. They're already almost set to come to him as the white knight, as the magical man to come in. I think he can only help himself by doing this. But here's the problem. Paul shouldn't want the nomination, because to take it, he'd have to resign as Speaker, which wouldn't be a good move. If he's the nominee, if they go to him as a white knight, that would be the moment where the party collapses anyway. You have then at least one independent bid from Trump, perhaps others. Maybe Bloomberg comes in. Maybe at that point Bernie Sanders runs independent. Bottom line is Paul Ryan can't win. Hillary Clinton at that point is a shoo-in. She's a 95% shoo-in. He loses. He's a two-time loser in presidential elections, plus he's out of the speakership.
Right.
I have no idea why he would want that scenario, but
too much
apparently
to risk.
he does.
It's too much to risk, isn't it, Jack?
And it seems like Reince Priebus, Paul Ryan, the whole crew, they've failed to realize that the Republican Party is less a party and more of a coalition of what you would see in the Parliament in UK. You've got your Tea Party activists.
Yep.
You have, the Freedom Caucus. You have a whole bunch of disparate groups that just can't seem to get along. and they never make any progress. And this is really has been exemplified in this presidential campaign.
I'll make you a prediction. This is what I think's happening. I think within the next year, you may well see 4 parties in the United States. I think you're going to have a wild chemical solution that could bubble up to 4 or 5 parties, and then over the next few years, you'll reach equilibrium. Maybe in 2 parties again, maybe in 3, maybe in 4. We don't know. But I think this is one of those moments in history where the U.S. party system changes. Everyone always likes to say, well, inertia rules. We have single-member districts. We're not likely to ever have anything but 2 parties. But the party system changes in this country. The Whigs died because of slavery tensions, gave way to Republicans. The Federalists died before the Whigs. We've had a lot of change. These changes have been burning and brewing for some time, and I think we're about ready to blow up.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a huge prediction there.
I mean, you have the Libertarian. You have the Libertarian Party.
Mm-hmm.
They're, I guess, the closest thing to an alternative the Republicans would vote for, but it's so much different. And they have a hard time getting appeal from the evangelicals and that group. There's just so many different.
Let me give you one stranger. Let me make an even bolder, stranger prediction, curiouser and curiouser. One of the parties that could emerge. I predict that when the GOP busts up, the Dems will bust up because you're going to have people in the center get together, people on the far left and far right. One of the parties, it could become like something in East Europe, in Hungary or the Czech Republic or something, where you get far left and far right together. One of the strangest things that's happening in U.S. politics today is that for the first time in decades, far left and far right have more in common than they have apart.
Yeah,
are you talking about
Really
economically, or are you talking about socially, Jack?
Populism. The populism is what Jack is talking about.
Exactly right, John. You're exactly right. Populism. They're united on trade. They're united on this Pat Buchanan, Rick Santorum populist appeal. And it really matches the personal in Washington. You want to hear something strange?
Well, Jack, we do. Well, we're going to do this again next time. Unfortunately, we're out of time. And to our folks who are trying to call in, the phone lines melted down. So much demand, I guess. We couldn't get the phone system
just crashing the phone system.
But don't worry, we're going to keep doing this. We're going to have Jack back. We'll take your calls eventually. It's great to have you with us, Jack. Good to see you.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Miranda.
If you weren't able to call in, maybe you can tweet us your thoughts.
Yes, please
do. Please go to social media. We apologize. Still to come, she was trapped in a foreign country in the midst of World War II. Hear the courageous and inspiring journey of Hilly Mahoney when Newsmax Now continues. And one of the stars of the film God is Dead 2 talks to Newsmax Now about bringing back faith to Hollywood.